So often, when creation, evolution, and time are discussed, the topic of dinosaurs arises, which shouldn't surprise us since dinosaurs have been a kind of poster child of evolution for decades.
Hang on, that's not right. That's not even wrong. That's just plain stupid. Yes! How do, dearest viewer, and welcome back to my little corner of the YouTubies and another thriller tea break edition of the... Oh, for God's sake, I've done it again. Second week in a row. I was going to say Wacky Wednesday. Yes, how do, dearest viewer, and welcome back to my little corner of the YouTubies and another thriller tea break edition of the Sunday Stupid. Yes. Now, before we go any further, please like, share and subscribe. That would be amazing. Thank you all so much. I've activated super thanks. Please don't ask me how it works. I haven't got a bloody clue. But you can click the button underneath and drop us a few quid if you really like this video. Or you can come and join me on Patreon, or you can become a channel member. These guys did. Thank you so much to my patrons and channel members. Patrons Sven Bellens, Bob Sadler, Alan L, Cheeky Vlogs, Crystal Bergero, and to my channel members Sven Bellens, Cheeky Vlogs, and Dr. Osiris. Come and join us. Links are in the description. And not forgetting brand new channel member, District Driver. Thanks for joining up, my friend. Anyway, on with today's video, and this is a video about when God created dinosaurs.
So often, when creation, evolution, and time are discussed, the topic of dinosaurs arises, which shouldn't surprise us since dinosaurs have been a kind of poster child of evolution for decades.
Well, no, that's not quite correct. The generally accepted poster boy for evolution, and particularly human evolution, is the March of Progress. See?
According to the general theory of evolution, no human being ever saw a living dinosaur.
Really? What about this one? Or this one? See?
Evolutionists insist that dinosaurs became extinct more than 60 million years ago, while humans allegedly evolved about 57 million years later. According to the Bible, however, God made everything in 6 days. But how could this have included dinosaurs?
It didn't.
The Bible doesn't even mention dinosaurs, does it? And even if it did, how could mere humans have ever lived with such creatures? Admittedly, a person will not find the word dinosaur in most English translations of the Bible. But we must keep in mind that the Bible is not a taxonomic book.
You're spot on there, my friend.
Its main purpose is to tell us about God and His scheme of redemption, not to list every animal God created. The Bible mentions a variety of animals, but not every animal. I don't think the Bible ever specifically mentions cats, kangaroos, elephants, aardvarks, anteaters, platypuses, and penguins. To say that these animals don't cohabit the earth with man because the Bible doesn't mention them would of course be absurd.
Ow, cat's just jumped on my leg. It hurts, doesn't it? Anyway, yes, it would be absurd, and that's why nobody ever says it. It is crazy to suggest that, you know, just because the Bible doesn't mention one particular animal doesn't mean that it didn't exist or that man didn't live alongside it. But there is no evidence to suggest that dinosaurs or that man lived alongside dinosaurs. There is stacks of evidence against it, and one of my favourite pieces of evidence is that you just don't find human fossils alongside or in the same strata as dinosaur fossils. You just don't.
For Christians to assume dinosaurs and humans never lived together because the Bible doesn't mention dinosaurs is equally erroneous.
Doesn't even describe dinosaurs.
We must also recognize that whereas the Bible was completed 1900 years ago and was translated fully into English by 1535, the English word dinosaur was not coined until 1842, more than 300 years after the first complete English translation of the Old and New Testaments.
Do you know, sidebar, Your Honour, because back then, after the Bible was translated into English, you got into, if you owned a Bible in English or read a Bible in English, you got into an awful lot of trouble by certain people, and you got tortured, allegedly, by these certain people. And one of these certain people was Thomas More, who was canonised in 1935, I think, and he was made the patron saint of statesmen and politicians. Wow.
Obviously, one would not expect to find the English term dinosaur in a translation of the Bible that preceded its coinage. What's more, though most modern English Bible translators have elected to omit the term dinosaur, such exclusion doesn't necessarily mean that the Bible writers refrain from mentioning dinosaurs or dinosaur-like creatures.
But does it not click in your mind that because they omitted the word dinosaur from modern English versions of the Bible, that the Bible doesn't even describe dinosaurs? I mean, that's what I would think.
Consider the great sea creatures that were created on day 5 of creation.
Allegedly. And doesn't the Bible describe these magnificent sea creatures, describe these magnificent whales? Doesn't the Bible describe them as fish? And another problem with the Bible, actually. The thing with the Bible is it describes animals by what they do, not by what they are.
Could this not have included dinosaur-like water-living reptiles such as plesiosaurs? Also of interest is the fact that the Bible gives God's description of 2 massive creatures in Job chapters 40 and 41, Behemoth and Leviathan, which sound very much like a dinosaur and a dinosaur-like water-living reptile.
No, they sound more like hippos or elephants and crocodiles.
But regardless of whether dinosaurs are mentioned specifically in the Bible or not, one can know that they were created alongside man during the creation week and not millions of years earlier.
I see what you did there, you sneaky little devil. One can know. Anyway, I hear young Earth creationists use this argument a lot. They say, well, we weren't there billions and billions of years ago, so how do we know how life started for certain? And the simple answer is, we don't know for certain. How did the universe begin from the Big Bang? Because we weren't there to see it. So, how do you know that God created everything in 6 days? You weren't there to see it. So, if it's good enough for you, why isn't that argument good enough for me?
For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them.
Well, if we're to take the Bible literally, and you obviously want us to do that, He made the plants and the trees, etc. on the 3rd day. And on the 4th day, He made the sun, the moon, and the stars. Right. How did these plants and trees survive without sunlight? If we're to take the Bible literally.
Still, because most people, even many Christians, have been conditioned to believe that no human being could have ever lived with dinosaurs, they dismiss the thought and along with it a literal and logical interpretation of the Genesis account of creation.
Wow, check out my lens flare there. I am J.J. Abrams. Anyway, no, I see what you've done there, you little sneak. You've sneaked in the word conditioned. No, nobody's been conditioned. What people have done, what scientists have done, and other people as well, they've looked at the evidence and decided for themselves that dinosaurs could not have lived alongside man because there is no evidence to suggest that they did. There is plenty of evidence against it, but there is no evidence for it. And nobody has been conditioned.
In fact, a few years ago, one Christian author wrote a children's book claiming that man could not have lived in a world full of dinosaurs. So by the time God created Adam, the dinosaurs were gone. He later wrote that it is ludicrous to suggest that man cohabited with the dinosaurs.
Well, yes, it is. And at the risk of repeating myself, there's no evidence to suggest that dinosaurs and man lived alongside each other.
Many people seem to think that dinosaurs would have killed all of the humans by biting them in half with their supersized teeth, or by hunting them down and cutting them open with their 5-inch long sickle-like claws.
Well, yeah, given the fact that we find so many dinosaur fossils now, and that we can make calculations on how many dinosaurs lived back then, it is ludicrous to believe that man lived alongside dinosaurs and, didn't get harmed in any way. Of course they would have wiped us out.
People think that the large plant eaters would have crushed humans with their massive feet and smashed them with their huge tails.
I think that even back then, man would have possessed enough intelligence to get out of the bloody way should an enormous dinosaur come his way.
Truly, some dinosaurs, such as Apatosaurus and Brachiosaurus, were extremely large. Others were smaller but with sharp teeth and long claws. People generally think of these animals as being ferocious and virtually invincible. So just how is it that creationists can reasonably believe that humans could have survived on this earth alongside dinosaurs in the distant past?
Oh, you simple-minded bottom burp. No young earth creationist can ever reason. It's just as simple as that. I've had a discussion with a particular young earth creationist, and could I reason with a bugger? Could I bugger it?
The truth is, humans have always lived on Earth with amazing, incredible creatures, and we still do. Do you ever stop to consider what kind of mighty animals we currently live with on Earth? Elephants, for example, are the largest land-living animals in the world. Some reach weights of up to 22,000 pounds and could easily kill a man just by stepping on him, or by striking him with its 6-foot-long, 300-pound trunk. Yet, for thousands of years, humans have been known to live with and tame these creatures. Over 2,200 years ago, the Empire of Carthage used tamed African elephants, the largest elephants in the world, to battle the Romans. Today, many elephants are still being controlled by man. Tamed elephants are used in various Asian countries to perform in religious ceremonies or to do physical labor like hauling lumber or transporting people from place to place. In other countries, tamed elephants have been used in all sorts of performances to entertain people.
Oof, dear oh dear, my cat Rocky here has just done one ungodly dump in his litter tray, and despite the fact that his litter tray is covered, it still stinks to high heaven. Anyway, you failed to mention how many people are killed by elephants each year, and the numbers are between 1 and 500. And those are just the reported ones, so the numbers are likely to be much, much higher. And the footage you've just shown just sickens me. Using elephants for our entertainment, balancing them on one leg, etc. It's abhorrent. Why can't we just treat animals with a bit of respect and leave them alone?
Humans have been able to live alongside elephants for thousands of years. So why is it so hard for people to think of humans living on the same planet as the large dinosaurs? Yes, some dinosaurs, like Brachiosaurus, grew to be about 4 times larger than the largest elephants. But if man can work, play, and go to battle alongside or on top of elephants, the largest land animals on Earth today, it surely is not absurd to think that humans did similar things with certain dinosaurs. Especially when you consider that, according to evolutionary paleontologists, the average dinosaur was only about the size of a large cow.
Well, the average size is actually close to a small adult African elephant. But who's splitting hairs? And are you seriously trying to suggest that dinosaurs were tamed by man? Are you really trying to suggest that? Unbelievable. Anyway, I've got some exclusive footage now of how it was nigh on impossible, absolutely impossible, for dinosaurs to be tamed by man. Right, set aside the fact that the man was riding the ostrich there, which is something that I don't agree with. That bird is not tamed. And as we know, birds are dinosaurs. So, in effect, that dinosaur is not tame at all.
Look, there's no need to be nervous. Hello.
And as you can see from that footage, you can quite clearly see that animal is nervous. It's not tame at all. It just keeps hiding away from the cameras. It's just shocking. So that's another Sunday Stupid video, all done, dusted and delivered for your viewing displeasure. Thank you all so much for joining me. If you liked the video, please like, share, subscribe, comment, etc. Come and join me on Patreon, channel memberships, all linked in the description below. Come and join me on Twitter at Mr. Jones1972. That would be fantastic as well. I know I've gone over the 10 to 15 minute mark because that was the general consensus of how long my videos should last, but I was enjoying myself a little bit too much, and I do apologise for that. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you. Ta-ra for a bit.